Wow. Just wow. So, good morning, Twitch. Good morning, YouTube. You'll see not listed as playing any games. It's end the stream. I don't know if we're going to come back and play any games. Stuff to do, but first, I have to go through this gold tweet. So Travis last night, despite promising all this content that he hasn't been delivered, tweeted this. Just a second. I just woke up. I literally climbed out of bed. Well, no, I was still in bed, and I was just like, oh, what's going on in the Twitter sphere? You know, I gotta do my duty. Because there's people in Kingston who are not good people, who've done some very bad things, and by all appearances, they're going to continue doing some very bad things. So, different kinds of people in the world. There's good people, there's bad people, there's people in between. Fortunately, the people in between who are indifferent, who would either see this kind of shit going on and maybe even be a victim of this shit, they would be like, oh, well, I'm just going to keep my head down. Let's see. I got to feed Jasper here. So, oh my, got so much to go through. Travis has so many problems. We're going to analyze that. We're going to respond to that. And then we're going to do the usual where we go through all the horrible things he's done. Because until he owns up for those things and, tries to fix the horrible things he's done and the lives that he's left ruined in his wake, then there's no point in letting him continue on with his life if he's going to make more victims now, is it? Okay, Jasper. Where's your cup? I just finished getting dressed, so I can throw on the camera. I got the 0 regular viewers. I don't know if that one regular viewer was Travis, but pretty pathetic if it is, because I don't even watch his videos in entirety unless if I am really bored. Oh shit! It's like, why isn't the webcam working? Because I unplugged it last night. While I have it unplugged, I'm going to get it untangled so that when I want to show off my setup here, I can. Sorry, Jasper, I'm gonna get the camera working and then I'm going to wait. But what a guy! Like his tweet proves everything I've said about it. Well, it doesn't prove everything I said. It just seems to confirm it, and it shows off what kind of personality he has. That's just like that of a toxic bully. But he's not your normal toxic bully. He's not like the obnoxious, oh, I know that guy's a bully. He's the kind of guy who's like, oh, I'm going to be your friend for years and years. And once I gain your trust, then I'm going to be the bully. And he'll know your like deepest, darkest secrets or your weaknesses. And he'll take advantage of them. Very two-faced in high school. There'd be like two different friend groups that didn't like each other, and he'd be in each friend group like trash talking the other friend group. And I wouldn't even put it past him if he wasn't there, these two friend groups might not hate each other and they might get along, but that's just Travis. So he's probably going to try and get my YouTube video removed, but that's ridiculous because I'm going to talk about everything that I have gone through as a victim, and he's tweeting me online. So how am I not allowed to respond to that in a YouTube video? YouTube would just remove my video and I would have to contest it. So if you feel good, Travis, because you can get my videos removed because I'm a victim and I'm coming forward about you, and then YouTube has these systems where they don't put the money to have human beings checking your reports, yeah, you can feel great about that. Just like how you feel great about all the money you stole and how you got away with it, how you committed crimes, but you don't consider yourself a criminal because charges were never pressed. I'm sorry, but if I was McDonald's and you stole money from me, I would have pressed charges, especially considering what you went on to do afterwards. It would have been good for you. It would have taught you a lesson for once in your life. But yep, that's Travis. Just proud of being a sleazebot. Sleazeball. This ridiculous tweet. So last night, or this morning, I will see what time it was. He told me to get more creative with my name. I think the most recent one, I ran out of characters, but it was like Stimpy So Thiefy So. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure back in the day, the whole Travissimo Stimpy So thing, I thought I came up with that. That's normally what happened back in the day. I would come up with good ideas and you would steal them. So yeah, telling me to be more creative, that's a laugh, bro. And I've already been over this. I have to go through the tweet and type all this out too for you. You're not worth it, man. You think I'm obsessed with you? Sort of like how you're stalking me and watching my Twitch videos. Hey, how's it going? I'm here because I don't give a shit about you, but I care about your victims. I care about all the other people out there who've done nothing wrong but be nice to you or just be around you, and that's why they're your victims. So that's who I care about, just to get that across. So to tell me to be more creative with an account that purely exists just so I can reply to your tweets and let anybody reading your tweets know what kind of person you are. That's kind of weird and narcissistic. You're not the center of the universe, so why would I put any more effort into it than I need to? Is choosing a better name or finding pictures or taking the time to follow a bunch of accounts, is that going to help me convince people to be wary of Travis? No. So what would be the point? The only point of being more creative with my names would be to make Travis happy, apparently. But he's a weird, creepy fuck, so why would I want to do that? So I got my webcam plugged in here, but it's probably gonna have to initialize. There we go. What's up? Juice glasses. I left them where last. Really got to organize them over to my bed. So I'm gonna go through that tweet. I am going to reply and explain my reply, and then we're gonna go through the details of what Travis has done. Then I'm gonna go back to midday, back to the morning. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, we got the one viewer. Is that you, Travis? What's up? Okay, so here's this tweet. 7 hours ago, so around 11 p.m. Get more creative with your account names, Justin. You're better than that. So, like that's supposed to be taken sarcastic because he doesn't think I'm better. Like he doesn't think I'm good. He think unless if that's his true opinion of me coming through. But he's always the kind of guy who's like, Justin's a blabbering idiot. He has brain damage. Don't listen to him. I'm sorry, I don't have any lasting brain damage. I did suffer concussion-induced psychosis when I was working with Travis at McDonald's, which was very convenient for him because he was creeping out his fellow manager, and I was kind of attracted to her, and I'm pretty sure she was attracted to me because I asked her out on a date. She said she wasn't feeling well, and I live really close to work, so I offered to walk her home, and she said, yeah, and I walked her home, and it was a great walk. Like, we were chit-chatting like crazy. We really connected. Even though she wasn't feeling well, we got to her place. We hung outside for like, I think it was at least half an hour, and just kept talking. It was great. Really connected, and she even said she'd invite me up. But her roommate was a bitch, apparently. Travis didn't like that, so took advantage of me slipping on some ice and having concussion-induced psychosis and going through something very frightening. Like, I literally couldn't remember what was real and what wasn't anymore. Like, all the fictions I was reading and watching and playing through were just jumbled in my mind, and for some reason I thought every fiction was real, and like I thought I could transmute things because I was like watching Full Metal Alchemist at the time. And the scary thing is I remember all of it. I remember what I did. I remember not what I did, and conveniently, Travis just like was nowhere to be found. He didn't get a hold of my parents. He didn't take me to the hospital. Things that I would have done if he slipped and hit his head. But I'm just a weirdo. I'm not a normal, nice person. But yeah, he took advantage of it, and he told his boss or whatever that I was giving him death threats. But again, I remember everything. I did not give him death threats. And he probably got in trouble for that. Or I don't know if he could get in trouble for that. Like, if you like say something like that and it's clearly not true, they're gonna keep an eye on you. Sort of like when you go on to steal hundreds of dollars for I don't know how many weeks. I was just told hundreds of dollars for weeks on camera. But then Travis had the audacity to lie to his friends and family when he got fired. Oh, I didn't steal anything. I gave my manager code to someone else and they did all the stealing. This is what he does. He does bad things and then he blames someone else. That's what Travis does. So anyways, get more creative. You're better than that. Weird statement because all he ever does is like trash talk and bully. So he thinks I'm better than that? Oh. So I guess deep down inside, behind all the bullshit, he actually does realize I'm a decent person. I'm smart. I work hard. I'm a nice guy. I wouldn't do the horrible things that he's done. I warn people so they don't have to go through the same shit. I'm not selfish. I must be a horrible person. Hey, Travis? Hey, I love my Bachelor apple juice. Okay, and here we go. Also, great content on your videos. That's obviously sarcastic. Love watching you try to buy wireless routers. What? Are you there, Travis? Okay. I know you're an idiot, but let's just give you a little technology 101 because I know I was always the guy to walk you through technology when we were friends. You claim to be a PC gamer, but the most you play is Facebook, like pot farm games. And I remember back in the day, you did have a decent PC, but that was a hand me down for me. And I gave you a pretty decent deal on that because I was your fucking friend. I didn't steal from you and stab you in the back. I did nice things for you. And you're the kind of guy to take advantage of that. But let's just give you a lesson here because you're an idiot, apparently. What is a wireless router? this isn't going to tell me what a wireless router is. Let's go shopping. What is a wireless router? It is a router that is wireless. Okay, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because I haven't been looking at wireless routers. See, I understand technology and I'm a good shopper. I do my research. I wait for sales. I know what I'm fucking doing. My router over there is 2, 3 years old. 2 to 3. I haven't been looking at routers in 2 to 3 years old. Travis, are you going through my videos from 2 to 3 years ago? Are you that creepy of a fucking stalker? Or are you just an idiot who doesn't understand technology? I have not been looking at wireless routers. I don't know what he's talking about. This is just really fucking weird. He's just making this tweet to be like, "Oh, look, I'm stalking someone, but I'm too stupid to understand what I'm stalking." What is the point of this tweet? Is like that's some groundbreaking stuff. Yeah, like his videos where every single video is just like him going on trips and like doing the worst coverage. Like he's gone to like Karma Cup in Toronto or Vancouver or wherever the fuck it is. And he's like a judge and he just records like fuck all. And it's just him in his apartment where it's illegal for him to smoke weed, smoking weed on camera. This fucking landlord doesn't do anything. I'm sure they know about it. Roommates probably all hate him unless if they're like dirty fucking stoners like him. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. But when you're normal about it, that's fine. Like if you go out for a drink, you're not normally like tweeting like, "Oh, look at me on alcohol talk. Like I'm gonna do a challenge and drink a bunch of alcohol very quick. Yeah, stay lifted." Like, oh my god. Okay, so let's go through this tweet reply. Basically everything that I've got. I just can't like what? You're supposed to be posting your pathetic content that like I know like you're probably reading my criticizing tweets, but like it's mostly constructive. Like you could take my tweets and be like, "Oh, that's a good point. I can make my content better." Like what am I supposed to do with your tweet? Like is it supposed to hurt my feelings because it was the stupidest thing I ever read? I don't know why it's not focused. Focus for me, baby. And the he's not using an emoticon because he's too old school, I guess. But the hysterical laughing emoji is the call sign of a toxic bully. Like they'll say something that's supposed to be like mean or something, and they'll be like, that's basically what's going on with that emoji. So, I don't know if they're completely people like Travis are completely self-aware or if they have no clue how much of a douchebag they come off as. But that's what happens when you tweet that kind of stuff and you're like, with your hysterical laughing emoji. Like, you might as well just be tweeting, "I'm a bully. I like to steal money from people and then act like the victim's the bad guy, and I'm the victim." Yeah, that's how reality works. I just fucking like using fake news hashtag on reply to one of my tweets. Are you a Trump fan? Are you a racist fuck, Travis? I notice you don't seem to hang out with any black people. And I know I can say so be, but that'd be like hypocrite. But like, there's very few black people in Kings. I think the numbers are going up. But to explain that better, Travis is probably a racist fuck, and me, I'm just a lonely guy. Like I would like to hang out with friends and get some people in on my stream, maybe get some multiplayer games going on. But most of the people I grew up with are like people like Travis or indifferent people who left Kingston and they just don't want to have to deal with Travis. But I'm the kind of guy who I don't want to see anyone go through the kind of shit that I did or Mackenzie, like his one roommate did that came forward, or the other guy who was a recovering heroin addict who was paying his rent on time, but Travis was stealing it. And like all the stuff that I did not witness firsthand that I'm going to tell you about, I went to Travis and I was like, "Is this true?" And he's yes. He admitted to it all. So it's not really hearsay; it's eyewitness plus he admitted to it, and it's my testimony that he admitted to it because he's the kind of guy who do that because he's very two faced. But whatever. So uh, finish replying. So I said, "Here we go, showing true colors and being a hypocrite and an idiot. Wow, lots to dive through this morning. Thanks for the creepy, weird, toxic bullying tweet. I actually provided constructive criticism, and he mocks me. I provide warnings for a future victim, and he doesn't respond. Sometimes it lets you add a plus to do another tweet, but it's not going to do that, so I gotta do reply. Oh, he retweeted part of a song someone dropped, and someone who's black, but maybe he's trying to be like, oh, I'm not racist. Look, I'm retweeting some black guy, and he's clearly just a huge stoner fam, and is smoking the joint. Okay, so I got it. Here we go, showing true color. Okay. Should I do speech to text? Oh, it's not working. I gotta do something on my phone to fix it. So, go through. Let's dive through it. So, I'm just actually, yeah, if I'm going to be responding to his tweet and doesn't let me see his words as I start typing the tweet, I'm just gonna type out his tweet. You know what? I don't have to type it out. Let's pull it up in my browser. But what the fuck? Wireless routers? What? Is that supposed to be insulting? Like, I never once mentioned a wireless router. Like, what the fuck? This is so weird. Was he so stoned that he just couldn't understand what he was watching? Like, I don't understand. Okay. I got the text of his tweet up here. I could type it out on the keyboard, but then I'd have to sign into this account computer. Okay, so creative. Pretty sure I came up with reasonable. Stimpy, so like every other good idea you stole from me. I've also told you before, you're not worth the time. All of this is to prevent your future victims, none of which putting time into Twitter accounts will help. Creative. Pretty sure I came up with Travissimo Stimpy, so like every other good idea you stole from me. I've also told you before, you're not worth the time. All of this to prevent your future victims, none of whom putting time into Twitter accounts will help. Yeah. It's weird that you talk about me being better because all you normally do is overly do is trash talk bully and finish off with like, I'm sorry, if you're in a heated argument with someone who you think is a bad person, unless if you're a bully, you don't, unless if you're not, unless if you're loving that kind of toxic shit, you're not gonna use hysterical laughing emojis. Hysterical laughing emojis, emoticons. Trying to do speech to text and get an emoji up. I'm gonna have to manually select it if it'll let me. Yep, it's not even on my recently used because it's a weird fuck. Okay, creepy. Fuck. Wireless routers? Uh, I haven't mentioned them in my stream for at least 3 years. Are you digging through my old stuff? Or are you willfully, what's the word? Techno illiterate? I don't know. Technologically illiterate? Or I can't even type the word that I want. I have to, that's part of why my speech to text isn't working. Or are you willfully technologically illiterate? The PC gamer who plays Facebook Flash game. And and your content is capital to emphasize is groundbreaking. This would be the perfect time for a hysterical laughing emoji. Maybe I'll just do like a emotionless emoji. Just to be like, seriously, you're not. Oh yeah, here we go with a raised eyebrow. That's perfect. Gets the message and a little bit of emotion across without coming off like a douchebag like Travis does with his little XD emoticon. Yeah, so yeah, we got wireless routers up on my screen. Oh, it's so groundbreaking. Like what? I bought my wireless router 3 years ago and I haven't set anything. What? I think he's just fucking jealous because he's probably seen my TV setup and he's like, damn, that guy knows what he's fucking doing. I'm jealous. I'm Travis. Like, here, show off my TV stand before I sign on. Or maybe he's jealous that like I've been busting my balls looking for a Nintendo Switch and I found one. Like, oh, are you jealous, Travis? Like, is this a wireless router, Travis? Is this a wireless router? Yeah, this looks like a wireless router. Yeah, it's so wireless. It's so rowdy. And my TV stand that I built with my bare hands. Well, little tiny little bit of help from my dad, but yeah, I built this with my bare hands. A wooden stand mount thingy. I don't know what to call it, so that I don't have to screw my TV mount into the wall and worry about doing that kind of shit in an apartment. Like, you fucking jealous, Travis? Like, what the fuck? Wireless router. What? I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm done replying. So just to wrap it up with some details. We'll go over the details of bad things Travis has done and the reason why I feel compelled to go online and warn people who he would attract with like his is just using weed to connect to people because he has nothing else really. I don't see him talking about the video games he plays or the TV shows or movies that he's a fan of. He doesn't volunteer. He hasn't gone out and protested. Maybe he did try and show up to Occupy Kingston when Occupy Wall Street was going on, and he saw I got there first. It would maybe been a good opportunity to right the wrongs that he did. But Travis righting wrongs? Is hell frozen over? So yeah, Travis has always been not the greatest kind of guy. He's always been charismatic. He always had a lot of charm. But the longer you knew him, the more you hated him because he's two-faced and shit. Growing up, I don't know when the first time he stole, but I think we were still might have been in public school. I don't know. I was hanging out with him and his friend Josh that I never really got close to. I guess invited. I don't know if it was his birthday. I'm pretty sure it was his birthday party because all of us were at Josh's place. I was there. Travis was there. His girlfriend was there. Travis and his girlfriend actually took Josh's debit card, stole $400, put the card back, hoped nobody noticed. Josh got the cops involved. They probably realized that they were going to be caught on camera. So all of a sudden, it became a prank, and they gave the money back. And I wouldn't have been surprised if they had a plan to maybe frame someone, maybe me. Maybe they didn't get away with it, so maybe the whole prank idea was their backup plan. And then fast forward to how many years later, there was the incident where I slipped and hit my head, but there's no money being stolen at that point, no generosity being taken advantage of. Apart from his mother, because I believe that was after that. There's one incident that's I'll never forget it because it fucking pissed me off. Because Travis is a piece of shit. Because like we were hanging out and stuff, and like I was working hard. Every dollar that I drank or smoke away, I worked hard for. And Travis was the kind of guy. I think he was working full time at his job, and his mom was just throwing money at him. Oh, he needs money for rent. Here you go. And so she like gave him $800 one month for rent, and he blew it all. And then near the end of the month, I was just like, "What are you gonna do?" Ask her for more money. She fucking gave it to him. That, what is a spoiled brat? Have a picture of Travis next to the definition. But yeah, so yeah, there's the whole head injury thing, and Travis didn't say it himself, but he had his cronies come forward and laugh at me and like bully me and stuff. Again, with like the hysterical laughing emojis, they're really disgusting. Um, but yeah, so apparently, according to Travis, through his friends, um, if one of your friends suffers a head injury, you have no responsibility whatsoever to do anything. It is 100% the responsibility of that person with the head injury to get themselves the help they need, even if they are 100% incapable of doing it because of the head injury. So that's Travis's reasoning there. So I'm sorry, but if the world operated the way Travis wants it to, you think the world's bad now? Oh God, it would be so much worse. There'd be anarchy. Like nobody would trust anybody. It'd be a dog eat dog world, even more than it is. Um, yeah. So no money was stolen, but I'd be very wary about being friends with Travis because if you slip and hit your head, he's not going to help you. He's not going to take you to the hospital. He'll probably go through your wallet. Um, if there's any other opportunity he has, like maybe you're both interested in a girl that he likes that doesn't want anything to do with him, he'll take advantage of that shit. That's Travis. But yeah, after that, I think like a year later, just trying to remember when Occupy Wall Street happened and all of that. But a year later, when I was working at Montana's, me and Travis reconciled. And he was actually very apologetic for what happened when I hit my head, despite later uh, defending what he did. Like, this is the kind of shit Travis does. He does something wrong. If it's not time to burn his bridges yet, he will apologize and pretend to be a normal person, and then they'll get in a fight, and then later on he'll go back, he'll backtrack, he'll take all that back. Oh, I apologized for it. Oh, well, I should have done that because friends aren't supposed to look after each other and take people to the hospital when they suffer serious head injury. But anyway, so a year later, I reconciled with Travis, but this was when he already lost his job. And he told me that he lost his job because he gave someone his code and that person used his code and stole money. And he told me he was living with his fiance in this tiny little apartment because he just talked about one roommate. He had one roommate that he worked with who spent all his money on heroin and couldn't pay rent, so they got evicted. And I felt sorry for Travis, and I was all right financially at that point, so I started like being nice, buying him things. Like I wanted to go watch movies, go out to the bar, and he wanted to too. And if I didn't pay for him, he'd just be sitting at home doing nothing. So he was my friend at that point. Like we reconciled. So I was being nice to him. I don't know how much time went by. It was probably like at least like 6 months or something. He just kept racking it up. He's every time like I go like spend money on him, like, you sure? Are you okay? Are you gonna pay me back? He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And every time, like every once in a while, we'd go over how much he owed me. And after a while, I ran out of money and I started using my credit cards. And I was like, "Are you okay paying me back the interest that I'm accumulating by using my credit cards on you?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And it got up to like $1,200, and he eventually cried to his mommy, who came to me and demanded that I accept 1 month's rent, which was either $300 or $400. So he wanted me to accept a quarter to a third of what I lent him, and then that was it. His mom was like, "This has gone on long enough." Like, what? Like, he's the one making this go on. I'm not being like, "Hey, Travis, you got to borrow my money." He's like, "No, man, I don't think I should." Well, you got to borrow it anyways. Like, that did not fucking happen. Like, in what world would that happen? That just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so that sort of like skipped by. Like, I think she demanded that after I found out the truth about him. So I'm living with him at this point because he moved out of his tiny apartment. We moved into a big house. His mom was there. Him and his fiance was there, and I was there. Um, and then that's when Mackenzie came forward, who was apparently his second roommate when he got fired from McDonald's that he never mentioned before. And Mackenzie, like me, wanted to warn me so that because he was taking advantage, I was going to be his next big victim. And yeah, I lent him $1,200, but how worse could it have been if she didn't come forward? So she told me that no, his roommate wasn't spending all his money on heroin. He was actually a recovering heroin addict, and that was really offensive what Travis was trying to say. They So the guy and Mackenzie had both been giving Travis rent because I guess Travis was the leaseholder and he was delivering it to the landlord. And that went on for 3 months without Travis delivering the rent. He kept it for himself, probably his own rent too, because what's the point of paying part of the rent if you're just going to get evicted? And then he hid eviction notices for 3 months or whatever. And then the police showed up with the landlord to finally evict them. And Travis knew what was going on, but his roommates had to, I guess, they had to move out with like 10 minutes notice, thanks to Travis. And I don't know if they ever got their rent back from Travis. If they did, it was settled outside of court because Travis isn't a criminal because he's never been charged. 'Cause that's how the definition of criminal works, right? Like a criminal isn't someone who's committed a crime. Criminal is someone who's been charged for a crime. Yeah, because the justice system is 100% perfect. Yes. Okay. And then this roommate who came forward, she was the one who told me, no, Travis didn't give his code to someone. I think he even like brought up the person that he was accusing on Facebook. Like I remember having a face to the name or whatever the story. Like that's the kind of guy Travis is. Do horrible things and then accuse other people. So yeah, so he stole 3 months' rent from two people and hundreds of dollars from work for I don't know how many weeks. So just told weeks, and tried to say some just tried to play the victim, and like he got like $1,200 from me, never paid that back. Um, you could say that maybe I did get 1 month's rent out of it. I don't think I was even living with them for a whole month, but it was not a pleasant experience, so it's not really worth a month's rent. So if you're being bullied and terrorized by your roommates, you should probably get your rent back. And so yeah, instead of being um, an adult about it, Travis somehow, when I found out the truth, I gave him the opportunity to come clean with his mother and fiance, which he did, but I wasn't there because despite him writing me off as a drama queen who just like makes all this shit up for drama. I didn't want to have any part of that conversation, so I stayed in my room while he told them what he'd been doing. And apparently, it wasn't that serious that he stole hundreds, if not like $1,000 from work, probably over 1,000, maybe even $2,000 from roommates. Like, oh, it's not that bad. Why would you be upset about that? That was their response apparently. And then Travis was like, oh, my mom's mad. She's gonna choke you to death. She told me that she wants to choke you to death in your sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I had just bought two kitchen knives. It was a package of two. I only really wanted the one knife. The other one was useless, and I didn't even put it in the kitchen because I didn't want to use it, and because I was afraid that I was gonna wake up in the middle of the night with like hands on my throat, like being strangled. I was just like, well, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have like a knife like just near my bed so I could like scramble for it, for like hands on my throat, grab the knife and be like, get away from me! Like I hate I hate knives. I hate stabbing. I like you see other people get cut. Like I'm the kind of guy who I see someone else getting cut. I can almost imagine like I can't feel the pain, but like I can almost feel it. Like I just can't turn that off. So like, if I ever got into a fight and I had to use a knife, I'd be like, I don't want to stab you, but like you're trying to kill me. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'd be like, I stabbed you. Oh, you're bleeding. Oh god. I'd rather just like use like blunt weapons or something. I'm not a huge fan. I had like phobias of knives when I was a kid. I had this like one recurring dream where my dreams, they're not always like clear. Like there might be like a person doing something, and like they could actually like turn into someone else by the end of the dream. But like I had this one recurring dream where I think it was like mostly my mom for some reason like taking a knife and like cutting through like a shower curtain or like a towel like hanging on the shower rod, and just for some reason just like taking a knife and just like cutting through it, and then like I don't know if it like in my dream if it like slipped or if they're just like, oh, I'm gonna cut my hand now. But I had this really weird dream where like someone cut their hand open, like cut it in half, and it there wasn't any like flesh or bones inside. Like this was when I was a little kid and I had no idea about the world. And so I dreamed that like the hand would be cut in half and it'd be like a bowl of blood. Like it would just be like the skin and blood. And it was just a really fucking weird dream. But like you can see why maybe I don't like knives. But he called the police. He told them that I was yelling at them. We hadn't spoken for 3 days at that point. Like I didn't say a word to them. I was quiet. He told them I was breaking stuff, which was weird because he didn't fix anything in that house. I was the handyman. And what he was talking about was the screen door at the back of the house popped off literally 20 times a day. Like 15 of those times was probably their dog. And I would normally be the person who'd take the time to put it back on the track. And the day that they called the police, I did knock it off by accident because I went outside for like a cigarette or something. And because of the whole awkwardness, I didn't want to spend time downstairs. So I just went straight up to my room, closed door. So I didn't put the screen door back in. So they're like, oh, he's breaking stuff. And they also said I was running around with a knife. I wasn't running around with a knife. I had a knife in my room because I was scared for my life. And the day that the cops showed up, I was walking around with a bowl and tomato soup and a spoon. So I was walking around with a spoon, but being accused of running around with a knife. Luckily, well, there was one really obnoxious cop who's like, "You're a fucking asshole." He's just like swearing at me, like I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then there's an older gentleman who sort of, I could say kept the younger guy in check, but I think he just sort of ignored him and did his thing. Let me tell the older guy him my story. I told him my story, and then he's like, "Yeah, your story makes a lot more sense. What they're saying is just I don't believe them." Is what the cop did. But unfortunately, it was up to them whether or not to press charges for the false call and the false testimony. Which I don't know if you're aware, Travis. That's another one of your crimes. It's 100% illegal to do what you did. But it's up to them. I was the victim. It wasn't up to me to press charges. If you physically assaulted me or stole from me instead of taking advantage of my generosity, I could have charged you. But you were very, I don't know if it was luck or if you do your fucking research and you're like, oh, what laws can I get away with breaking where they're not really going to have any recourse? Because you were fucking perfect. You're like a fucking criminal mastermind. But no, you're not a criminal because you've never been charged. Because that's how the term criminal works. Okay, buddy. So I'm just gonna make fun of you a little bit more. Hey, Travis. Hey, Travis. Are these wireless router? Is this a wireless router? Does it route wirelessly? Oh, this is really groundbreaking stuff. Yeah, so groundbreaking. What a guy, Travis. Let's pull up your tweet one last time before I go. Da, 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 da. I see you're gaining. Your followers seem to be going up and down. My guess is you're losing followers who either don't want to see this kind of crap in their feed wherever you just tweet and you don't give a fuck about me warning your future victims, Or maybe like the people don't want to see that, or they might be like, oh, well, he's an asshole. I don't want to follow him. And you're clearly replacing people like that with people who either have no problem with the kind of things you do, all the stealing and lying and whatnot, that have no problem with it, or they're the kind of people who do the exact same shit that you do and they want to get away with it. So them seeing you getting away with it empowers them. So that's where your followers, I think, are coming from. So it's really sad. Um, I know, like my channel's not much more, but I don't really. I'm not like a regular presence on there. It's sort of just like my blog. Like if I want to tweet about something, that's what my Twitter's for. I don't really advertise my streams. It's just like, oh, I'm streaming. Like if people want to watch, come watch. Um, I definitely don't do the follow for follow thing, which Travis clearly does, but it's really sad and pathetic. No offense, because he's following almost double the amount of followers that he has, and it's the exact same on his other channel. Whoops. All right, let's just type it in. I can't spell. Exact same thing on his other channel. Oh, come on. Oh, I put a slash instead of a .com. No. God damn it. Well, I got this here. Oh, not even the. Is this a second private window? Yeah. What? Yeah, it's a second private window. So a second account, lifted bro. A little bit of a ratio here. And I'm thinking, so when he started New Lifted Bros, the reason why it's got new in the title is because he had something called Bud Talk before, and he had a partner with that, and I think the guy's name was Jeff Desa. And the only reason why I'd give away someone's full name publicly is if they post their other channels with their full public name on like Facebook or whatever. So if you associate your full public name to your content online and you're a bad person who's guilty of crime, like you're already giving your last name. So sorry. But yeah, so the Jeff guy apparently just trying to filter through all the drama on like Facebook. Apparently, he owed a bunch of people money and skipped town. And Travis was like having these comment sections where like they'd trash talk the guy and like to insult the guy. They'd be like, "Oh, he's fucking he's got rabies. He's gonna die." It's like, if someone has rabies, you don't like mention it like it's an insult. You get fucking scared because he could give it to someone else. You make sure he gets to the hospital. This is the kind of shit Travis does. He like with me and my head injury. He's probably like, "Oh, what a fucking idiot!" Like he's just stupid because his brain's all injured. Same kind of shit. Travis doesn't change. He has a little bit more of a better ratio. But yeah, this I just can't understand it, man. Like you're doing so well, just like ignoring me, and now you're doing a really bad job. Well, not like you were great while ignoring me, but like looks like I'm getting to you, and looks like you're maybe starting to show some guilt and remorse for all the horrible things that you did. I don't know. Is that even possible? So it is 7:38. I might go lay down for a bit for my back. So cute. Got lots of stuff to do today. I got a call from my doctor in 3 hours that I have to deal with. Don't know where I'm going, what I'm gonna do in terms of my back. See what the doctor says. I was really pushing for an MRI, but like I don't know. can you even tell if like you have a slip disc or something wrong with your spine in an MRI? I don't know. So it'd be kind of weird to like push really hard for an MRI when it doesn't really help my situation. So I'll just see what the doctor says. Oh, but it's been what like 5 weeks now, and my back's not good. It's better from the initial like 3 days when I had the really bad pain, but there's something wrong with my spine. So I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna get rid of that stupid title, but appropriate title for the content of the video. It's just the whole thing with Travis is stupid. Like I'd wish that like he didn't do the things he did. It would be nice like if maybe would be nice if he did the things he did and I didn't know about them and I didn't feel compelled to um, warn others about it. But then, like, thinking about that, like, if there wasn't anyone there to warn others, like, say his victims just wanted to move on with their lives and didn't feel concerned with the thought of other people going through what they did, like, it would be nice if I didn't have to go through all the shit I did, but I went through it all, and I have a heart. I don't want anyone else to, so that's why I'm doing this. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Be wary of people like Travis. It's sad that we have people like that in the world. Like we got like racists. We got Trump. I don't know if Travis is a Trump supporter, but he used hashtag fake news. And this was like when like things were exploding and Trump, like the whole world hates Trump's guts. And here's Travis using his fake news, Trump's hashtags. Good, buddy. Doesn't look good. Trump's evil. And for what it's worth, you're evil too. So, anyways, see you later, Travis. And I don't know if you're actually watching these videos because apparently I'm talking about wireless routers, which I haven't bought for 3 years. So maybe in 3 years you'll get up to date and you'll be watching this video. Well, you won't actually be up to date because 3 years from now maybe you'll be watching this video. So, yep, wireless routers, I guess.